Hey, what's going on YouTube? Gary here, gzduel, here to bring you guys the long-awaited Evilswarm deck that I've been showing you guys matches of for the past 2 days. And I'm sorry for this delay, and I'm trying to get through all of your deck requests as soon as possible. And so I'm going to just, after Evilswarm, I think I'm going to go tackle Gravekeepers, and we're just going to go from there. So without further ado, let me get into the deck profile of my Evilswarm deck. We have 3 Evilswarm Heliotropes, 2 Effect Veiler, 3 Evilswarm Caster, 3 Evilswarm Cursion, 2 Evilswarm Mandragora, and 2 Evilswarm Thunderbird, 2 Maxi, and 2 Rescue Rabbits. For spells, we have Allure of Darkness, Dark Hole, 2 Forbidden Dress, Heavy Storm, 3 Infestation Pandemic, Monster Reborn, Reinforcement of the Army. For the traps, we have 2 Bottomless, 2 Fiendish Chain, 2 Safe Zone, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Huge Revolution is Over, and 2 Torrential Tributes. For the extra deck, we have 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and I think I like this tech a lot. And I'll tell you guys why. Abyss Dweller, Diamond Direwolf, 2 Evilswarm Bahamut, 3 Evilswarm Ophion, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Gemini Pearl, 1 Mace Stroke, 1 Shockmaster, 1 Black Ship of Corn, Master Key Beetle, and the last one we went with Vylon the Sigma. For the side deck, we have 2 Cyber Dragons, 3 Drone Lockbirds, 2 Haiku the Ghost Destroyer, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance, and 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Okay, so basically the main deck seems very standard. You run the standard Evilswarm monsters, you need Heliotropes, and you're going with Rabbit because Rabbit gives you so much advantage with first turn Ophion. And you run Cursion because Cursion is just good. You really find yourself running out of monsters a lot at a time, and you have all these protective traps. But you really just need that 1 Cursion to banish a Evilswarm monster, get back another Evilswarm monster, and go for your second Ophion. And that's why we also run Ophion at 3, because it's so easy to make 3 Ophions. It's ridiculous. Also, let's see. I run the Veiler Maxi because you still have trouble against decks who go really fast. Like if Dragon Rulers went first and they went like Draco Sack and all that stuff, then you'll have a pretty hard time. So you'll want these Maxis and Veilers not only to stop their Draco Sack play with Veiler, you also want to get some more cards back so you can actually beat the dragons with Maxi. And other than that, the spells right here, they're all pretty standard. I choose to run Dress because I feel like Dress can still protect Ophion from one of its main weaknesses, which is destruction by monster effect. So when they go Blaster and then they try to destroy Ophion, then you can chain Forbidden Dress. And also I run Safe Zone because Safe Zone is like a pretty good. I run both. I run Safe Zone and Forbidden Dress because I feel like Safe Zone can be a long-term solution to Ophion being destroyed, and Forbidden Dress can be used as an attack decreaser with your opponent's monster. If your opponent monster tries to run over Ophion, you can actually just decrease his attack enough so that your Ophion can beat it. Okay, so the main deck is very straightforward. I'm just going to go into the side deck. Since Prophecies changed the way they play, they don't necessarily have to play Priestess. Ophion isn't necessarily a really big threat to them anymore. They can just basically remove Ophion if they have Spellbook of Fate. Of course, you have the inherent answer of Infestation Pandemic, so you do have a better matchup against that. But Spellbooks, they're still a powerful deck, so we'll still have to side in against them. So how do we side in against them? We roll 3 Drone Lockbirds, we run 2 Kaikus, and on top of that, we run Anti-Spell Fragrance, 3 of those, and also 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. So like we have almost like our whole side deck is tailored to destroying Prophecies. Because if you think about it, Evilswarm decks with Ophion inherently locks out some of the tougher matchups in the meta. So it inherently locks out dragons because they're higher level and they can't special summon those higher level monsters. It locks out mermaids because mermaids are level 7 monsters as well. It even locks out things like are pretty relevant in the meta. Things like Machina Fortress, or let's say your opponent runs Malefics, or your opponent tries to play just high-level monsters. Ophion inherently solves those problems. The only top meta deck matchup against Ophion right now is, of course, Spellbooks, Prophecy, so that's why we side in heavily against them. Don't be fooled, though. We still understand that Dragon Rulers are a tough matchup if Dragon Rulers go first. So for that, we have several different ways to combat them. So of course, we're going to side in the Droll and Logbirds because they add a whole bunch of cards as well. And we're going to side in Kaiku so that they can't remove dragons from the graveyard in order to summon big dragons. And also, we have this tech right here that I saw from a YouTube video, and we run a Cyber Dragon. Why is Cyber Dragon good? Because if my opponent goes first turn Draco Sack plus 2 tokens, they have 3 machine monsters on his side of the field. Now when it's my turn, I can special summon Cyber Dragon, contact fusion with all 3 of those, and get a 4000 attack Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon onto the field. Now that is broken in 2 ways. 4000 attack Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon can attack your opponent directly at that point, and your opponent probably won't have a response if they don't run like Swift Scarecrow. So you're gonna like half their life points. 2, if you're against, if you have the viruses and stuff, and you call spells, you have a chance of taking out their Super Rejuvenation. You have a chance of taking out their Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and all of that stuff. So, you know, when your Chimera Tech is being destroyed, like they're using Blaster on it, then you can chain the viruses, then you can actually get so much plus off of these 2 cards. So that's why Cyber Dragon is good. Plus, you know, Cyber Dragon is just good against like Karakuri matchup against the Fortress, Machina Fortress, you know, gadgets and all of that stuff. Machines are still relevant deck, so we're using Cyber Dragon. And also, we're going to use only 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. I feel like we only side in 2 since we're not really hurt by a lot of the back row if we have 3 Infestation in the Infestation Pandemic in the main deck, and also 1 Heavy Storm to deal with back row. And if the back row destroys, then we can chain Forbidden Dress. And yeah, just overall, like I feel like Mystical Space Typhoon isn't as good in this deck, or isn't as needed in this deck. So I'm just running it at 2 because I understand that my opponent might run Royal Decree, and I might need to destroy Royal Decree sometimes. I might need to destroy, really bad continuous trap cards like Skill Drain. So yeah, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons in the side deck. And also Anti-Spell Fragrance. I want to talk about how good this card is. This card is no doubt good against the Prophecy matchup, but as I've shown you when I was playing that 3-axis Fire Fist player, it really just slows down their first turn play, and it forces them to overset into the back row. They have to set more spell cards because they might have to use it later on. So they might have to set things like Tensu, and they might have to set things like Tenki first turn. So if you go first and you have Anti-Spell Fragrance, you basically can have 2 free turns. And in those 2 free turns, you can do whatever you want. You can actually set up for an Infestation. You can set up for a Virus play, or you can set up for these Mystical Space Typhoons that you side in to destroy their set cards. Either way, it's just Anti-Spell Fragrance is very versatile. I feel like it's going to be good in this format as well as the next format, and that's why I've decided at 3. Okay, so the extra deck isn't it doesn't require that much explanation. Of course, we run 2 Bahamut's. I feel like 1 is not enough, simply because if you have Cursion and you can keep recycling stuff into your hand, you sometimes want 2 Bahamut's, and Bahamut's like extremely broken against dragons, especially when they try to steal things, and then you can steal back their Big Eye, and then use their own Big Eye's effect and steal back their monster. So Bahamut's good, and 3 Ophion, like I said, you probably need 3, just because your deck runs through Ophion like butter. And other than that, I just want to talk about Violon de Sigma. I chose to run Violon de Sigma as well because I found that it's pretty easy for this deck to come up with 3 level 4 monsters. And other than Shockmaster, I feel like Violon de Sigma is the best rank 4 requiring 3 level 4 monsters. I know there's Evilswarm Ouroboros, but I choose to run De Sigma over Ouroboros. I know that Ouroboros has the unity with like Infestation, but I feel like De Sigma is just overall better. It can steal one of your opponent's monsters, and it acts like a Catastrophe effect, so that's why I chose Violon de Sigma. Feel free to disagree with me, and feel free, if you want to play this deck, feel free to make changes as it suits your playstyle. But other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the comment section below. And this is Gary gzduels signing out.